What's up guys, it's Brendan and we're back with more WWE 2k14 Universe Mode, and today we have another double header for you guys. It's Main Event and Smackdown, coming off a huge United Champions pay-per-view and coming off a really explosive episode of Raw in the previous episode. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. Now, we had a little recording error here, and the first two matches of Main Event were already simulated. As you see, the Wyatt family, they took on the Rhodes brothers and they managed to beat them, which is a little surprising. And then we had Jack Swagger, he got a win over the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett, so that's a great win for Swagger there. And we also had the main event of Main Event was Ryback versus Kofi Kingston, and we're going to go ahead and play this one. Luckily we didn't actually lose that, so we can go ahead and play this one. Now, I had a fan who requested that I play as Ryback in one of the matches, and that is something I like to deliver. I like to deliver on the fans' requests. So if you have a request, I will try and give you that. Now, it's not going to be a request of please bring back Jeff Hardy, which I've been getting a lot, but if you have a request of something that is plausible and doable, then I will go ahead and do it. So, like you see, here is the Beast Ryback, big hungry, feed me more. And I really like what they've done with the entrances in this game. How they have what they say in their entrances, or what they do in the ring. They actually have them saying it, which is cool. I really like that. So here is Ryback. He's ready to go against the former Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston. And this should be a good matchup. Don't think I've played as Ryback yet in the game, so that'll be cool. I think Ryback is honestly in line for a World Championship matchup in the very near future, so I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Ryback soon. He's been on a bit of a roll on SmackDown since he's come over from Big Trade, so I think we could be seeing some Ryback in the World title scene very, very soon. But here's Kofi Kingston now. I did have a request that we try and move Kofi Kingston up into the World Championship scene as well. So this is a good chance for Kofi Kingston to kind of get a big win over Ryback here and perhaps put himself in line for the World Championship matchup. Now, he does have an Intercontinental Championship rematch, which probably will happen Hell in a Cell. But for future references, this could be a good indication to see where Kofi Kingston is at in the future. And speaking of the World Champion, here he is, Big Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Obviously wants to get a better look at these two guys here on Main Event. Now, I plan on doing more Main Event matches. I figure, well, what's the point of having Main Event if I'm not going to play it? So I think every SmackDown episode, so every second episode, we'll have a double match. So we'll have Main Event and SmackDown, which kind of makes the SmackDown episodes better. And I don't know, I think it'd be cool to have a bit more Main Event in the program. So if there's any matches you want to see in Main Event, I think I don't know what we're going to do with Main Event exactly. If we're just going to have some matches here and there, just kind of build across and build on what we've already done on Raw and SmackDown, like we did earlier with the tag team, kind of just build and see who's going to be next in line with championship matches. Or we do what we do here and have Kofi Kingston have an opportunity at Ryback. The two guys who are part of two different divisions, but perhaps a clear indication to see where they're both at the moment. Something like that, or we could even do cross-brand matches, which the show is essentially a cross-branded show. Both brands, Raw and SmackDown, do appear on the same show. So we could actually do a cross-branded show where, we have perhaps Mark Henry versus Brock Lesnar, for example. That's probably not going to happen, but, that's for example. We had two guys from each show going at it and taking each other on, which I think that would be pretty cool. So let me know what you guys are thinking. What should we do with Main Event? Because I'm not too sure, and I would love you to know what you guys want me to do with Main Event. And whatever you guys request, I will try and incorporate. And if I like an idea that you guys give me, I'll think about doing it. So we have Kofi Kingston and Ryback. And now Kofi Kingston lost his Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions, unfortunately. I mean, he's been a trooper. He has kicked ass all throughout our universe mode, but Wade Barrett seems to have his number. I just feel as though Wade Barrett is just getting the best of Kofi Kingston and just dominating him at the moment, and Kingston isn't able to kind of stay alive and hold that championship for very long. Of course, he held it for just 3 weeks this time around, but Wade Barrett has got it. Will he last more than 5 days this time? I think he might. I don't know if there is a sanctioned Intercontinental Championship matchup on this week's SmackDown. We'll have to wait and see, but maybe he'll last the pay-per-view this time around. Well, I don't know, but for now, well, there's Ryback off the top row. That's something you never see. But for now, Kofi Kingston will not be getting a championship matchup, and for now, Wade Barrett's championship is safe and sound. So all you Wade Barrett fans, he will be holding the championship for longer than 5 days this time. And speaking of Ryback and championships, I think he's going to be really pressing towards Mark Henry's championship. And at Hell in a Cell, we could be seeing Ryback versus Mark Henry inside that cage for this World Heavyweight Championship belt. Because honestly, I can't see Ryback's momentum derailing anytime soon. We've had the Big Show's had opportunities. We've had Chris Jericho's had a chance to have an opportunity. Sheamus has had opportunities, no luck, and Ryback has hit the shell shock. Get out of here, Kofi. Ryback has dominated Kofi Kingston. He has beasted, and he's fed on his prey. Look at that big clothesline there from Ryback. Get the hell out of here, Kofi. Big Hungry is in town, and he's got a big victory here on WWE Main Event. And that's a good victory for Ryback. He's done well. And is he the next in line for the World Heavyweight Championship? I don't know. But Mark Henry, be afraid. Be very afraid. Ryback is here. And I think the move to SmackDown has really done him well. I think he wasn't really doing anything on Raw. Just kind of, well, he wasn't even really getting featured, was he? He was just kind of hanging around with the odd match here and there. But since he's moved to SmackDown, he's become a major player. And we could be looking at the next World Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time to go ahead and check out what is going on this week's SmackDown. But for now, I believe we have a little backstage segment for you guys, so enjoy that. Vince, you've seen what Antonio Cesaro did to me. I want him tonight here on SmackDown. I don't care what type of match it is, just give me Cesaro. You want Cesaro tonight? You want revenge for what he did to you, how he betrayed you? You've got it. An Extreme Rules match. How's that sound? Now get the hell out of here. Well, Jack Swagger wanted it, and he's gonna get it. He's gonna get Antonio Cesaro tonight here on SmackDown. This is what else we have for you guys on SmackDown. So it's gonna be Sheamus taking on Kofi Kingston. Layla will take on Oksana. Primetime Players will take on Los Matadores in their debut here on SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler will take on Damien Sandow. And of course, Swagger and Cesaro Extreme Rules match. Will they finally put this rivalry to bed? I don't know. I think it's just about to get going. And Fatal 4-Way, Big Show, Ryback, Jericho, Del Rio. That'll get us an opportunity to see where we are at and who is currently on top of the SmackDown division, the World Heavyweight Championship division. And our first matchup, Sheamus. A much needed win, a very much needed win over Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston might not be ready for the World Championship scene yet, as Layla defeats Oksana. The Divas Champion is on an absolute roll. She's going so well at the moment. And, well, there you go. What an upset there for Los Matadores beating the Primetime Players. And next matchup, Damien Sandow beats Dolph Ziggler. Another upset, I guess you could say. And who wins the Fatal 4-Way match? Ryback. There you go. Ryback is on a roll. And I think we've just kind of crowned a new #1 contender for Mark Henry's World Heavyweight Championship right there and then. Damn, that's a big win for Ryback. And we beat Kofi Kingston just before, and to keep that momentum going and defeat Swagger. Sorry, to beat. Speaking of Swagger, there he is. But to beat Big Show, Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio, that's a monumental victory. So I think Ryback and Mark Henry could be a bit of a lock at Hell in a Cell if Ryback can keep it up. And here is Jack Swagger. He went into Vince's office just before and said, "Look, I want Cesaro." And Vince pretty much understood Swagger's situation. He knew that Cesaro betrayed Swagger. He knew that Swagger was going to want Cesaro. And that's fair enough. If you don't know how this all kind of went about, Antonio Cesaro, for whatever reason, walked down on Jack Swagger. Swagger and Cesaro, the Real Americans, the former Real Americans, they were certainly in line to get the Tag Team Championship matchup at SummerSlam. At Night of Champions. They already had one at SummerSlam. They were unsuccessful. But they went and had another one at Night of Champions. But it wasn't the Real Americans that we came to know was the revamped Real Americans, with Hulk Hogan stepping in line for Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro, for some reason, walked out on Swagger, didn't want to tag in during their #1 contenders matchup against the Primetime Players, and he left Swagger high and dry. Somehow Swagger managed to win that matchup and go on to have the title match at Night of Champions, and obviously there's no gold around his waist at the moment because him and Hulk Hogan couldn't get it done. Swagger actually took the pin in that matchup and wasn't able to stay alive against the Shield, and the Shield have retained, and Jack Swagger, I think, will probably pursue a singles career now that we learned that Hulk Hogan only had one night only opportunity, and if he had won the Tag Team Championship belts, that contract would have been extended, but unfortunately they couldn't get the job done, so there was no more Hulk Hogan to be seen. And Jack Swagger, well, he beat Wade Barrett on Main Event, so honestly we could be seeing a new Intercontinental Championship contender in the near future. But for now, I think his eyes are just set on Antonio Cesaro and Cesaro only. And Cesaro, I mean, there's no reason why he can't be a singles competitor, because we've seen him as the United States Championship before on the Raw brand. He had many battles with Santino Marella over on Raw. So honestly, I think Cesaro should go back to being a singles competitor, because the Real Americans, they had an opportunity at SummerSlam, they couldn't get it done. What difference does it make at Night of Champions? They could have won, but honestly, how long would have lasted? I don't know. As I think Cesaro's looking to bring out some toys, but I think Swagger blocked that opportunity of happening there, as Cesaro with another big boot to Swagger there. And I think he's got the World Championship belt, and it's not good. Oh my goodness, what a shot, and it's busted him open as well. And another, that belt, he is pounding Swagger with that belt. Another shot, taking Swagger straight down. We've seen Cesaro as the champion. I honestly believe that he could beat Wade Barrett. He's proved himself already to be a strong singles competitor. There's no reason why he can't do it again. He's got Swagger up. Beautiful little suplex there. So I think Swagger, if he wants to prove himself to be a singles competitor, he's going to have to go through Cesaro here, no doubt about that. But that's really no easy thing to do. But I mean, Swagger has started to build some momentum himself as singles-wise, and I mean, he could go ahead and take on Wade Barrett, or perhaps even Kofi Kingston again. We don't know what's going on with the Intercontinental Championship scene. It is going crazy at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. But for now, I think we could be seeing these two guys face off. And I'm talking about Cesaro and Swagger for quite some time here on SmackDown. And perhaps even at Hell in a Cell. I don't know. This rivalry, I can see it panning out for quite some time. But I don't know. I don't know why Cesaro did it. He never gave us an explanation. Hopefully in the next few weeks we do find out why exactly he walked out on Swagger. But for now, it's all unknown. It's up in the air. We don't know what happened, but we know that Swagger's pissed off and he wants some revenge. But Cesaro, he's really taking it to Swagger at the moment. He's obviously prepared himself for this matchup. He knew that this was going to come. Probably wasn't expecting Extreme Rules, but I think Vince was being a little bit kind to Swagger, and probably wants to see these two guys just beat the crap out of each other, and that's exactly what they're doing at the moment. But very interesting to see where the tag team division is going. I know I've touched on this before, but a lot of tag teams are gone now, so the Real Americans were certainly the top tag team. A lot of opportunities have been opening up, and interesting to find out which tag teams are kind of stepping up here on SmackDown, Raw, and Main Event. And we'll have to wait and see where it all goes. I mean, all the championships are kind of up in the air now at the moment, aren't they? I mean, we have Ryback stepping up. We have Kofi Kingston probably getting another opportunity. I don't know. SmackDown's certainly looking good, and I think the Primetime Players will probably deserve a shot at the Tag Team Championships in the near future. But we'll have to wait and see where exactly that leads to. But for now, things are looking pretty good for the Primetime Players in that regard. Cesaro putting Swagger back inside the ring. Now he's got Swagger, but Swagger with a nice little counter there, staying alive in this matchup somehow, even after a pretty big beating that he has taken, to be honest. But he has done well to last this long, and now he's looking to get some toys out here. And Unfortunately for him, he isn't able to do that. Not many toys being used in this one. I think they've all kind of blocked each other from getting these weapons out. A couple of chairs and, of course, the belt before that did the job to Swagger is the only thing that's kind of been used so far. And Swagger is pounding away at Cesaro now. And I think Cesaro will be looking to finish this one off soon. I think, he's going for a cover. And just a 2 count. I mean, he's done very well so far. You'd have to assume that he should get the win here. Swagger looks done. And there you go. There is the beautiful uppercut. Get out of here, Jack Swagger. Antonio Cesaro gets the big victory. What a win for Antonio Cesaro. Proving that he still is one of the top dogs here in the WWE. Beating his former tag team partner, Jack Swagger. Now that is a huge victory for him. And unfortunately for Swagger, he'll have to wait till a later date to get his revenge on Antonio Cesaro. And what I would really want to know is why exactly did Antonio Cesaro turn his back on Jack Swagger? What made him do it? And I hope that he answers that question in the coming weeks here on SmackDown. But for now, Antonio Cesaro is the better real American at the moment, getting the win over his former tag team partner. And what's next for Cesaro and Swagger, we're going to have to wait and see. I think singles career, they'll probably both pursue it. And I think they'll probably be pretty successful, especially with Swagger getting a victory over Wade Barrett on Main Event. Good things to come for both of them. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like. And if you haven't already, what the hell are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. And follow me on Twitter. I'd appreciate that. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. And I'll see you in the next one.